powerful storm system has battered the state of Texas and led to days of torrential rain, destructive winds and flash floods that have left a trail of destruction across the both urban central of rural communities. At least 20 people have died, hundreds have been injured, and thousands displaced of water raced rapidly across more than 14 countries. In Houston, intense rainfall overwhelmed drainage system. Buffalo, Bayou, and White Oak beyond breached the banks, flooding highways, submerged vehicles and turned residential streets into rivers. Officials confirmed over 1,000 water rescue with emergency shelters went quickly to floodwaters in waiting homes. In San Antonio and Austin, with exceeded 16 million hours, downed recent power lines, flashed flooding caused clothes and businesses, while entire neighborhoods lost access to clean water. Basin Country issued evacuation order for low-lying area as the river rose historic levels. Governor Greg Abbott issued a disaster declaration to deploy the Texas National Guard and a state emergency service. Texas is racing, but the storm was pushed many communities to the brink, and he started. Over 200,000 customers were left without electricity and boiled water notices were issued across multiple cities. The National Weather Service reported rainfall total up to 16 inches in parts of southwestern Texas. Meteorologists blamed the extreme weather as solid frontal body wave combined by the warm, moisture-rich air from the Gulf of Mexico. Climate experts from the University of Texas say punch prolonged an intense rainfall event to become a common, pointed to water, sea surface temperature, and shifting jet streams patterns. As floodwaters begin to recede, Texas and less comfortable in plans clean up to growing reality. These storms are not longer rare, they are a new dangerous normal. A massive and slow-moving storm system has plunged much to Texas into crisis, bringing life-threatening floods, destructive winds, and mass power outage across dozens of countries. At least 14 people have been confirmed dead, over 3,000 displaced, more than 215,000 were left without electricity, and floodwaters continue to surge across the state. In Houston, one of the worst-hit areas, over 17 inches of rainfall within 84 hours. Bayou, Green Brody, and a White Oak Brew overflowing stimulation, a rare or devastation scenario. Entire neighborhoods were submerged. Emergency crews performers over 1,400 rescue using e-boats to helicopters to reach extended residents, many trapped off rooftops in the attic spaces. San Antonio and Austin facing flash floods that swept through the major roadway and overwhelming storm drains. In the country, mobile homes were washed away. Downtown Austin was so powerful through a building evacuation in wind gusts exceeded 17 million hours. Schools, hospital, and transit system across the region helped operations. Governor Greg Abbott activated the Texas Devastation of Emergency Management, deployed the National Guard troops, and declared a statewide disaster. This is not an isolated weather event and a climate emergency unfolding in real time, he said during the press conference. The National Weather Service issued level 4 flood warning of much of southwestern central Texas, warning the continued danger due to extended soil, rising rivers, and further rainfall expected for the lightning storm bands. Climate scientists for the Rice University and University of Texas confirmed the record Gulf temperature helped of the storm's intensity. Meteorologist Dr. Kaizen Lutz said, "We're seeing storms that are rather slower and destructive, all classic signs of the climate change." Damage assessment, the ongoing by preliminary estimates suggest over 3 billion in losses to infrastructure, agriculture, and private property. As sky begin to clear, tens of thousands of Texans new particularly related to rebuilding homes, communities to sense safety amid the growing weather uncertainty. Residents along the North California coast are making at least minutes operation on Hurricane Helene stranger its north-southwestern United States. The storm, now a Category 3 hurricane, continues to grand stretch with a sustainable winds of 120 km/h. Forecasts are warning of potentially devastating consequences as Helene moves within a few centimeters of the region. The National Hurricane Center was updated in devastation, warning that Helene could stretch further before the making rainfall. The storm is expected to bring dangerous winds, heavy rain, and significant storm surge that could lead to widespread flooding, especially in low-lying areas in the coast. Authorities have issued a hurricane warning for the large parts of the North California coast, urging residents to evacuate to take all necessary precautions. Evacuation orders have already been issued at residents in the outer coast, including popular tourist destinations such as Cadence Island, Accolade Island. Evacuations shelters have been stopped in the interior of the island, and local authorities are working with the Red Crescent. All organizations provide safe housing to evacuate. Ferry service between the island have been suspended, and the highway traffic were increasing dramatically, over residents rushing to move island before the conditions deteriorate. North Carolina governor has declared a state of emergency, mobilizing National Guard and other emergency personnel to help with the preparations and a potential recovery. This is a larger and dangerous storm, Cooper asked during press conference. Torrential rain and severe thunderstorm battered much of Texas, caused widespread flooding, property damage, and mass evacuation in several counties. The multi-day weather event caused a slow-moving low-pressure system, causing chaos in the such as Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, and parts of East Texas. Horace County received more than 300 mm of rainfall in 36 hours, causing Bayou drainage canals and flood control reservoirs to overflow. The Buffalo, Bayou, and the Bayou overflowed flood residential area to force an emergency service to conduct more than 500 rescue operations in Greater Houston area. Governor Greg Abbott declared a state of emergency in more than 13 countries, mobilizing Texas National Guard and activating Emergency Operations Center. This is not just heavy rain, Abbott said in a new conference. This is life-threatening flooding that require immediate action. In Austin, flash floods turned roads into rivers, blocking vehicles and forcing dozens of water rescue. Several low-lying crossings were washed away, and the schools in Travis County were closed to safety reasons. Meanwhile, in the Dallas, floods warned heavy rain overflowing to drained, closing major interstate highway, including section in I-35 and I-20. The National Weather Service issued a flood warning that most of central southwestern Texas, north and the saturated soil, and additional rainfall could prolong to the crisis. Experts from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration warned that the climate trends to contributing for more frequent and intense rainfall for the southern United States.